Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I've got a really great one for you. Now, I am so excited to be bringing you this content. What we're going to be focusing on is my investment strategy here for this year. We're going to be doing a deep dive into my portfolio, look at those dividend payments that have been coming in historically, but then on top of that, building it out, looking at what we can expect here in the future. And then we're going to be talking about sort of my goals and how I'm going to be structuring my investments as we move forward. Now, the thing right now is that the market has been so crazy, tons of volatility out there, tons of things going on, a lot of fear headlines, and it really impacts how people might think about the stock market, think about investing. Now, you need to remember that there's that famous Warren Buffett quote: you need to be greedy when others are fearful and fearful when others are greedy. And I think that really holds true today. And so that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be doubling down on my investing efforts, continuing to dollar cost average, doing all those sound principle investing principles that I've talked about in the past. And without further ado, let's just jump right in. Okay, so I've gone ahead and linked my portfolios with trackyourdividends.com. You can see I've got my Acorns portfolio in here, my M1 Finance, Robinhood Investing, and Webull all across the top here. And what's interesting here is it gives you a really, really nice snapshot view of all of those investments throughout your portfolios. Now, something to note, like this doesn't have my retirement accounts. This doesn't have my Roth IRA. It doesn't have my 401k linked within here. So I do have a little bit more in the market, but this is currently where I'm sitting with what I've been showcasing on this channel. And this is what I'm going to be building out and updating in the future. So my current value is $30,643 with a portfolio yield of 3.09%. Yield on cost of 3.23%, and an annual income of $947. Now that's going to be increasing throughout the year. You can see these are all the investments listed below right here. And I'm going to go ahead and show you this balance history because there's a little backstory to this. You can see in the month of March to April, there's this big dip right here from $43,000 to about $31,000. And you might be wondering, oh, well, what is that? Now, I always preach on this portfolio is like that I don't want to have to sell anything for the very long term. This is something that I'm going to be relying on those dividend payments in the future, and something that like it takes a lot of time, but to reap the benefits in the future, it's so nice. So what actually happened is I bought this rental real estate property behind me. And honestly, it's been sort of like a blessing and a curse. It's a duplex. We're going to be renting out the bottom unit here pretty soon. And what's really, really cool is at the time that I sold that investment and kind of needed the funds just as an extra emergency fund savings because I had like the cash saved up to pay for a lot of the expenses, but I wanted to make sure that I was, really financially secure. So I decided to sell some of the funds that I did have. Now, again, what's interesting about that is that it was like timed almost perfectly. And it was completely by chance because you can't really time the market and understand exactly what's going to happen. It was almost like I was forced to do it, but I was forced to do it at the perfect time because the stock market dropped way down, inflation went way up. So all of this investment that I had in the market kind of went into real estate, and it was almost like a hedge against inflation and the stock market in general, and went into the housing market, which, as we all know, went absolutely bananas. And this place has appreciated so much. And now that all those like hidden costs, those expenses are taken care of, it's finally time for me to start getting back at it, getting back into the market. And I can't tell you how excited I am for that. Now, getting back into the Track Your Dividends website, we've got 38 holdings in this portfolio, and you can see my expected dividends tab right here. We'll go into that a little bit in the future, but what my goal is to be getting is like $100 a month in the short term. And you can see I'm already up to about $68 for 1 month. February, I'll be getting $37, and then I'm actually over that $100 value, $127 for March. And dividends, as you guys know, are either quarterly, they can be monthly, so it's kind of sporadic, but in general, like if I want this to sort of average out to be about $100 every single month. And then I'm just going to continue growing it from there. So then if I head over into the upcoming dividends tab right here, it just kind of highlights that even more, but then it shows you exactly how much you're getting paid. I guess estimates because the dividends need to be confirmed, but you can see what's paying you, how much in this chart here down below, which is just a really cool outlook of seeing. You have the dividend calendar of those confirmed dividends I was talking about, But then something I love playing with this portfolio is that future value. Now, this future values tab is one of my favorite tabs just to toy around with. You can see my projected balance of this portfolio. If I were to do absolutely nothing to it in 10 years from now, what would happen? It would go from about $30,000 all the way up to about $55,637. Obviously, this is kind of estimated, and it's assuming the dividend growth rate of 4.19%, price appreciation of 3%, which is probably pretty low for the stocks that I am investing in right now. My annual contribution is set to 0, and my maximum dividend yield is 10%. But let's say I went out to my retirement age. Actually, this chart doesn't allow me to go further than 25 years, but I have a ton of time left. So let's say I did 25 years. If I were to do nothing to this portfolio, just let it sit, which at this point I could do, but that's not what I'm going to do. I'm going to continue adding to it. It would go up to $146,546. Now that's absolutely crazy. Something that is going to be my goal moving forward here is to do about, I guess, to start off with $100 a week, which would be an annual contribution because there's 52 weeks in a year. It would be $5,200. That is on the low end. Obviously, I'm going to be maxing out my Roth IRA, my 401k, things of that nature. But just let's look at how much that affects it. So it would go up to $417,922 as I approach that retirement age. I meant to mention at the top too, you could see my annual income would go from $947 right here all the way up to $14,288. So that is like absolutely crazy. If I could get this number up to a salary level, I won't even need to sell any of my investments. I will literally just be living off of these dividend payments, which is just absolutely crazy in my mind. And honestly, like, I know it takes time. I know that it sounds crazy, but that is the goal with this portfolio. It's to one day be able to live completely passively off those dividend payments that are coming in. Now, the other thing I want to talk about is sort of what investments I will be making this year. Where am I going to be looking to put my money in terms of dividend investments, and how do I plan to leverage them? Well, as you guys know, and you probably thought that I would bring this up if you've been here before, this is suredividend.com. And this actually goes into detail on all the different dividend kings, all the different dividend aristocrats. And this is what I'm going to be starting with for some of my research. As you scroll down, you're going to see that there are a ton of different, tons of different information on each of these investments. So you can see Target, it gives you such a great breakdown and makes it so easy to understand these investments. So Target, ABM, this is giving you its top 5 list, Dividend King number 3, Lowe's, and then 3M, as well as VFC. Now, I won't just blindly invest in this list. I'm probably going to do a little bit of research, but you can see these have all of the different sectors along with the analysis of those investments for each sector. So all of these are dividend kings in here, all of them broken up by their sector. And it'll be interesting to see. I haven't really thought too much about what sectors I thought are going to be the highest performing for the year. Those will be in videos to come here down the pipeline. So definitely check out this website if you guys are interested, and make sure that you're following along with this series. Now I'm going to be building out this portfolio and bringing you guys along the journey. I'm going to be showcasing this the entire time, talk about those investments, and it's going to be really fun. It's going to be a great series to pick back up again. Thank you so much for checking out this video, guys. If you have any questions along the way, feel free to leave them down in that comment section, and I will be sure to get back to you. Thank you so much for checking out this video, and I'm curious, what is your number one investment going to be for this year, if you've thought about it yet? So anyways, guys, we'll see you next time.